Hi guys, Vechs here. Welcome back to to ah. You're messing up my sign on, man. Welcome back to the final episode of the ah die. This is why I put some torches down in advance so I wouldn't be disturbed. But apparently, uh, welcome back to the final episode. We're just joyful rainbow cavern. This is gonna suck. Okay, all right, whatever. Welcome to just this is the uh so the Black Wool dungeon, and the Red Wool, by the way. The Red Wool is usually a fairly simple and straightforward combat challenge of some kind, and the Black Wool is uh, usually kind of some sort of maybe Death Fortress or other really nasty challenge. Joyful Rainbow Cavern is fairly straightforward. There's the Fleecy box right there in the middle, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's the objective. It's a big open area. It looks completely trippy. Uh, it's made entirely of runestone, so it's all wishy, swishy, sparkly, trippy looking. Beat every other dungeon, geared insanely well. Okay, let's play. I won't be gentle anymore. So I've been being fairly gentle. Well, ish. Ish. Uh, and what does this say? I got rid of Ice Bench, huh? That's a little sad. Read this. Edit. Apparently I needed to cut some spawners for FPS reasons. Yes. Well, yeah, I did end up having to do that. Uh the original version of this place was an absolute way to obliterate your computer. Um I kind of want a Why did that trigger? Rope of Impossible Missions. It lets you play out the holding sneak while grappling slowly plays out the line. Um, that could actually be really useful, but I don't think I have the constituent components to build it. Damn it. Okay. Um, so the most straightforward way to do this. How do I do this? Should I cheese it first and then win the map and then come back and do the insane combat route? I think I just cheese it first, right? So I mean, there's gonna be some stuff in my way, right? In any case, so there's like a rough corner here. Basically, just gonna go up here and then really fail at like basic. I'm gonna push the wrong mouse button basically, and almost fall to my death. So now I'm just gonna glide. So I broke into the thing, and there's a bunch of stuff there, right? And they have opinions about me and about me being there. But I broke the top of the fleece box open a bit. Let's see, that's... Oh, I can... Oh, hey, this thing's ready for master now. Let's get back to my corner where I can quickly climb back up. And let's see. So now there's a hole there. And when you're gliding, by the way, if you look straight down, you will glide straight down. I think I can just let this go and glide right on in here. And go in through the top and grab the wool. And a blast off guy helps me out. And I've got the wool, and that's basically it. If I wanted to, I could just do them one of these. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next videos. All right. So that's the like cheese way of just getting there, and that's the speed run way, I guess. Boop. All right, I beat the map. That's the speed run way. In fact, I probably could have stood in there better. I probably should have switched to my actual armor and not this mage armor that breaks so quickly. You could go in there with a much tankier build and just grab the wool and leave. If you were very good, you could do it with just an ender pearl. Um, so okay, I beat the map. Cool. Let's see, what else can we do here? Let's head back. So Joyful Rainbow Cavern, I was trying to come up with a something because like the Master's Lair is a death fortress, and so is Ravenheart Coven, but it's like woodsy and organic kinda. And I didn't want to have Joyful Rainbow Cavern be, or the Blackwool area just be another like dungeon, because like Ravenheart Coven is a dungeon. You start at the top and go down. Master's Lair is another indoor dungeon. You start at the top and go down, but this time there isn't a way to just quickly jump down like there is in that one. Um, you have to go down through like the levels and stuff more. I mean, in all of these dungeons, you can just bust out the mine spell and just mine through the wall really fast if you know where you're going. Also, block updates on the rune stones here are not so great for your computer. I need to blast upgrade this, I think. Hi, guys. So I wanted to do something different and unique, and making this huge cavern out of these rune stones looks so incredible. Like it's a like when I first saw it, I just kind of stopped and uh like I started with sponge, right? I started with the sponge, and then I went and MC Edit, and I had to go pick these blocks, right? I had to go to in creative mode and go grab a example of each of these runestones, right? And then place them here in a line and making a palette for myself, right? Then I went to MC Edit, and in MC Edit, there everything is just pink, right? Anything that's modded is pink. It's like a pink placeholder looking block. So it's kind of a pain in the butt using MC Edit with modded content, but it's just there's no point complaining. It's just suck it up and make it work. Um, but then I took my varied replace brush. Now the varied replace brush can only supports up to 4. It supports a target, so the target was sponge block, right? And then it's 4 things. So there's 7 total runestone blocks, so I ended up having to do multiple passes, first with 4 and then with 3. But if you notice, there's also there's not just why like turns dark for a sec. I don't quite get that. Really? Bruh. You too. Ah. Okay. Uh, but there's more than just the raw runestone here. There's also the glass, which in hindsight I probably shouldn't have done because it. Oh boy, the amount of transparencies in here is kind of nutty. And you can't really tell, but what the glass does is like, you see that right here to the left of my crosshair is a dim block. It's dim because it is behind uh, it's behind the glass. If I grapple over here and bring the mage light over, you can see these runestones appear behind the glass, which is why I did the glass so that there is variation. There's basically variation to the brightness of the runes that you look at when you look down here. What that does, though, is creates lots of transparency, and it's just a bit of a nightmare on performance. This area is fairly demanding, probably too demanding. I should probably get rid of the glass, maybe. I don't know. I should probably get rid of the glass. And in an update to make it less demanding, because I think I'm at like 59. Yeah, my computer can handle it, but I've got a GT 1070 or GTX 1070. Oh god. For whatever reason, my lightning web doesn't hit the parasites. It's terrible. So you could come through here and like, I guess you could try to light it up. There's a Behinder. The biomes in here are absolutely crazy. That was a vampire. That's an incredibly dangerous monster. That's following me now. But right here, if you look at the biomes, it's the end right here. So basically, I went through with MC Edit, and there's strips of, oh my god, there's so much blast off mods that I'm barely touching the ground sometimes. Absolutely crazy. Um, but yeah, there's strips of all the different biomes cutting through here. So we're in Extreme Hills right now, and if I keep running this way, it'll switch over to like, uh, it'll switch over, river. So here's river, and now we're in Ice Mountain, right? Thank you, blast off monsters. So the blast off monsters are hitting me with so many instances of blast off that I just got like flying up into the air, um, which is actually really cool. There's an eclectic mix of a bunch of different types of spawners here. There's a Hydra down there in the darkness. There is a Hydra fighting a Cyclops, and then there's another Hydra here. There's a Cyclops there. Um, there's several Cyclopses down there. The air is filled with ghasts and blazes. There's not that many good aerial enemies I can throw at you, but the blazes are, they try, right? Like they made an effort. I don't know what the spawn of this is. What is this? This is the lightning wraiths. Okay, I'm up here now. Glide is kind of like, if you got glide here, you're doing all right. So yeah, if you want to go down there, you can. You could come in here with like, what would you do? A bunch of Ancient Warfare NPCs geared up with all of the spare loot that you have kind of saved up from your adventures, You do that. If you're going to pacify the area, I would probably start going after each of these islands and basically knocking out all the enemies spawning up in these islands. And to do that, you could use a combination of glide and grapple. I think, well, I just pulled him off his island. The blast off helps a lot. You can just wait for a blast off and then wait to get launched up by something around here. Yeah, like that kind of. Take out the. Come on, launch me. I know you want to. Come on. And there you're using the monster's effects against them. Can I do this if I just jump off and yeah, I can. Okay, so that's close enough that you don't even need the blast off mechanic really. I wonder if this one's close enough. Well, I got blasted off anyway. There it is right there. This is the fire one. One day I'll land. Eventually, right? Didn't I already get this one over here? Got it. And then, yeah, okay, so all the island spawners have been taken out. And then there's some spawners right down there. There's a Sphinx waiting on here. Can I knock her off? Can I, like, King of the Hill this? Yes, I can. Then switch to maybe Black Hole, put the Black Hole, like, right here, and ask all of these nice gentlemen if they would go into it. I'm gonna head back over here and go here for a sec. This blighted one did a lot of damage to me. I don't like him. So I cleared out a bunch of the blazes. Let's see. The Sphinx girl, she's down there, I think. There's a Hydra down there spitting at me, which is. Let's see. These guys are trying to shoot at me. I think I'm out of range of their projectiles, though. Burning through my honey pretty quick. Thankfully, I do have reserves. So let's see. There's a Hydra there, which I think I could just hit him with fire bombs, right? Not that I'm trying to kill him yet. There's a lot of infighting down here. I think one of the better things you could do would be to go get a... No, don't do that. Okay, so see, what I just did there was accidentally click my charge spell, and I charged off the relative safety of my, of the island. Now, this is a Behinder. Now, for some reason, I thought that, Ow, get off me! I hate the Blazing Juggernauts so much. They're so annoying. Their movement pattern is absolutely infuriating. I couldn't have designed a better monster myself. The cage is relatively safe, I think. I mean, there's a Behinder here, but what's he gonna do? Underneath this is several spawners. I think that may have been a Hydra spawner, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, what we could do here is maybe try to put a black hole down there on the ground. Apparently, yes, that did in fact get down there and reach them. Not necessarily sure I wanted to, but we did get them. I wonder if Blizzard would reach. Can't really tell. Black hole did though. The fastest way to pacify this place would be to use the high-level fire magic that just creates flames on the ground everywhere. The basic version is fireball, and that leaves like one flame. But there's higher up ones that just leave. There's so much fire everywhere. You could run around and do that pretty good. The other one you could do is Blazing Trail. Um, Elixirs of Blazing Trail. You could run around here with this, and that's Netherrack, Blaze Powder, Chili Pepper. Um, the brewing. This makes you leave fire behind you as you run around. So all you would have to do is just run around and you would leave fire everywhere to light up the place. And fire tick is off in this map, so that would be an effective strategy to light stuff up long term. But yeah, so I talked about the construction, talked about why this place is like it is. In my opinion, it is absolutely trippy to see this in Minecraft. Um, it just looks really freaking cool. I got the idea from the Vault of the Mountain Sun, and I was like, wait, if it looks this cool doing like one area in one color, what happens if I use all of the colors and you get this beautiful, trippy looking, dreamlike expanse of color? And apparently, it feels like there's a ghost block above my head. Can't quite jump up here. Hmm. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, I mean, you could sit up here with a bow and arrow with infinity and just pick off stuff if you were really, if you wanted to play it like super safe. Um, I think for the Hydras, you need a fire aspect like crossbow and just keep sniping them until you get well, no, you gotta slash them, right, with a slashing weapon to finish them off. That's how they work. Or you could just I mean, you can just simply treat the floor as like, that's lava down there. Don't go into it. You could treat it like monster lava, I suppose. That's a Hydra that has Ender. That's terrifying, man. But anyway, I pacified all the islands, and I pacified the this island too, the middle one. I'm not gonna bother the very long process of killing every single thing down there and lighting up the floor of the cavern. Like you could, if you really wanted to. But I have more important things to do with my time, like work on the next map and work on the mod pack and fix bugs and make videos and maintain a household like a functional adult and maintain ties with family members and friends and stream on Twitch and talk to people on my Discord and yeah, all of those things basically. Let's see. So, any final thoughts on? I'm just gonna hop into Spectator now. I think. I think it looks really cool when you get to the Minecraft fog. I measured it to try to do this, but when you look in, you can clearly see the Fleecy box is backlit by the fog. But then once you come in here, it gets hard to see. I mean, it's still lit up, right? Like it's lit up, but by the entrance, this fog is white and provides a white background for the darkened islands so that you can easily see these elemental islands with the fleecy box in the middle as you come in. And there's nothing really back here. I'm apparently cycling through spells with my wand. There's nothing really down here, I don't think. I don't think I put anything down here, right? I don't know why I would. Like, it's the end of the map. You should have gotten all your loot already, you know? But the patterns on the wall here, they look really good on my computer monitor, and then I remember that maybe on YouTube or a phone screen, like the video you're watching doesn't look as good because it's small, or maybe your contrast on your screen sucks. But to me, on my computer monitor, it looks amazing, and I guess I'll get closer so that if you're using like a phone screen to watch this on YouTube, uh, see it a little better without lighting it up with my mage light, I suppose. I talked about the reason for all the glass. Um, I don't know how much that adds. Like, it does add something. It adds variation to the brightness, right? But at the same time, it demands more of your computer to render this area. Um, and I'm not necessarily. I don't think that's a good thing, especially with the amount of creatures running around here. Um, but yeah, this is probably one of the most unique areas I've ever seen in Minecraft, and it's all thanks to this brightly lit runestone block. Um, that said, I always second guess myself because this is a cave dungeon, right? And people seem to like the man-made style dungeons more than the cave dungeons. So uh, maybe gameplay wise, this could have been more involved. God, it's so pretty though. It's so friggin' pretty. It's so friggin' pretty. Well, anyway, I hope the players can forgive the maybe simplistic game. I mean, it's not that simplistic. It's involving a ton of different varieties of monsters. I guess it's simplistic in the form of like stay up in the air with whatever mechanics you have available and don't really go on the ground, and then you know, uh, get the wool however you can. But anyway, I hope you guys will forgive any shortcomings as far as maybe gameplay, just because it is amazing to look at and run around in. Or maybe you don't like how it looks. That's always a possibility, right? Which, okay, if you don't find this impressive looking, I don't really know what else to do. I think maybe our preferences are so divergent that I don't know if I'll be able to uh, make you happy, I guess. Let's see. Any other thoughts on Joyful Rainbow Cavern? Um, the construction of it was quite tedious to place all these different types of blocks. Made doubly so because in MC Edit, every single modded block is just a pink cube. And the only data I have are when I look at them is I hold down Alt and it gives me like the data values on them. The master's lair is right next to the wall of the cave. Towards the end of the map here, I was pretty tight as far as dungeon dimensions. I had to kind of shift this dungeon a bit over to make room for stuff. I think maybe design-wise, my favorite dungeon of Intersection 4 might be Ravenheart Coven. It might be the most cohesive. Although the Master's Lair is pretty cool too. I think maybe Ravenheart Coven wins by like a small margin, but I I do really like the some of these block combinations in here look really nice. The better nether block palettes that I used in here, like you come in here and there's like a room with a blood fountain and uh, like this room is kind of iconic with the summoning stone and stuff. Like there's some nasty, creepy stuff going on in here. It even has like this weird tile set that makes me think of like uh, secret rituals and secret societies and stuff like that. Uh, and then this is a dragon's horde, which is it's a dragon's horde. Um, the design of intersection 4 uh is like I tried my hand at doing a brutalist style. Brutalist is like leering monoliths and monolithic construction, not very colorful, minimalist, and kind of supposed to leave you with a sense of foreboding. I don't know if that came across, but that's what I was going with intersection 4. Um, it's it was kind of meant it was kind of supposed to be like, no more I don't know, no more gimmicks. It's very harsh looking. Which that this same actually this same kind of style I use again in Vexylvania uh throughout the map because it's designed Vexylvania is going to be designed to be a dark, foreboding, and brutal place. Very difficult map. Should be difficult. Uh, Not because of spawner spam though. Um, I think when I update Spellbound Caves 2, I might selectively trim down some of the spawners. Uh, Maybe I should turn down some of the loot. I can hear players like yelling at me. Players never want loot taken away. Um, but I would rather be too generous than too stingy. And the feedback that I got from my alpha playtesters was, holy crap, dear God, the map is way too hard. We're getting annihilated. Please, like less enemies, more loot, more resources, less enemies. Um, and that's where I went with it. And so there's a trap that developers can fall into when they spend a lot of time with the game. Pardon me. I mentioned I was drowsy earlier in the day. Um, I've recorded all of Works and Master's Lair and Joyful Rainbow Cavern. This is all recorded on the same day. So, but anyway, there's a trap that developers can fall into, and uh, it's that when they spend so much time with their game, they get really familiar with it and they get pretty good at it. And what's easy to them is maybe like normal for players, and what's normal for them is maybe hard for players. And so I try to go a little easier and to be a little more generous than I think I need to be. Um, just because I'm cognizant that I I don't want my maps to be played by a tiny minority of like hyper skilled Minecraft players. I would like them to be like for those incredibly skilled players. I think the of my map should be speed running them. Uh, like yes, you can beat the map. You're an excellent player. Now beat the map really fast. Whereas for the like broad range of players, I would like my maps to be approachable. Um, but yes, difficult, obviously difficult, but like not so hard that like you spawn the map and immediately are surrounded by 10,000 spawners and die forever, kind of thing, you know? Um, did I talk about Matango Grove? Not really. It's a grove. It's a cave. There's a bunch of fungus everywhere. This is where you would get access to certain resources if you wanted to utilize them. Um, basically, the nether farming crops. If you didn't find the mushroom cave that's high above Peanut Canyon, if you didn't find that, this would be where you would get access to Lucis Spore, Ink Bush, and the other various nether crops. At least I think there's Ink Bush around here somewhere, right? Yes, there's some right here. Uh, so this is basically an area to harvest your nether resources for farming without having to actually go to the nether. And it serves as a functional, like, it's a cool looking area, you know? It looks cool. And it serves as a connector to intersection 4. Let's see here. Hmm. Anything else I want to talk about? Uh, Here's intersection 3. I like the design of intersection 3. I like the foreboding sense of coming in here and looking straight down, and you just see this chain going down into the darkness with something below. I think that's kind of cool. Um, let's see. I think maybe the weakest area of the map overall, if I had to pick one, would maybe be the deep glacier here, because it's just uh similar. It's pretty similar to the Grand Melt up above. Um, that said, so I'm not sure what I could have made down here. I could have made something else, right? But I guess the days of being able to um change up the wall palette of blocks and then grab some airbrush and carve out some caves for a dungeon, maybe those days are over. Uh, the thing is, though, like a lot of old Super Hostile maps have stuff like this, and uh, I got millions of downloads. But maybe I don't know. Maybe people's standards have steadily risen, uh, which is fine. But some of the old Super Hostile maps, I finished those in like weeks, and this map took like months, right? Uh, like if I go open up like Kaizo Caverns and fly around, it's really tiny and really plain. To be honest with you guys, in comparison. Um, if you guys want a neat experience, go grab some of the old Super Hostile maps and fly around them in spectator mode, and then fly around this map in spectator mode, and just compare them. Uh, like this dungeon is I think this one was picked out by the people that did the feedback as I think this one was overall on average the weakest entry into the map, I think. But the thing is, like even this dungeon still has the optional Lich Tomb here, as well as it's got some stuff going on. Like there's the connection going up to the Grand Melt with like the semi kind of sort of trap of like going down the water and being swept into the a void here with the flesh lich here to um wave goodbye as you fall down. Um, and then this final room, there was some thought to the gameplay put in here. Like you're supposed to get over this void, but once you do get over here, now you've got void at your back, and you've got to deal with all the stuff in here. You could grapple over. Um, I was hoping players would grapple over, and confidently go in here and swing across like an adventurer. I think I went through the wall, right? Did I go through the wall? No, I grappled. Okay. I think I grappled. I don't remember. But anyway, my point is that compared to older dungeons, even this weakest entry is fancier and more improved. And maybe it's nostalgia. It's probably nostalgia. But yeah, go download some of the original Super Hostile maps like Kaizo Caverns and Sea of Flame, and just fly around them in spectator mode, and just look at the dungeons. Um, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. Anything else to talk about here? Uh, with Spellbound Caves 2, I tried to hit every biome, and I think I did a pretty good job of that. The areas feel like, I mean, this map has a ton of variety. Um, I don't know if I'll hit this much variety with every future map, because doing so, I run the risk of it feeling maybe kind of checklisty. Something. It's actually a criticism that I've seen leveled at Mario games is the checklist feeling of, okay, here's a grass area, here's a forest area, here's your fire area, here's your ice area, here's the sky zone, that kind of thing. Um, that is a criticism I've seen several times leveled at Mario games, which are uh, arguably speaking, the most critically acclaimed and best video games ever made. Um, right? Donkey, video game Donkey, somebody I have a lot of respect for. He puts some of the Mario games in like in the Halls of Fame masterpiece uh, tier, which I would agree with. They're fantastic. I'm my favorite series. One of my favorite game. One of my favorite games of all time. Probably top five. Would be Super Metroid, and Kaizo Caverns was like me trying to make Super Metroid in Minecraft, or that kind of feeling. And I guess I suppose my maps could probably be put into the Metroidvania genre. I don't have gates and keys really. I would need adventure mode to do gates and keys. Like you have to get the double jump, and then once you get the double jump, that's a key to open a bunch of gates. And I don't mean a physical, literal gate with a keyhole in it I mean like a metaphorical gate of like content that's gated off until you get X, Y, or Z. Um, like you get the double jump item, and then now you can reach all these platforms that you couldn't, which leads to areas of the game that you couldn't get to before, right? I can't really do that in Minecraft unless I put you in adventure mode. Then if you're in adventure mode, I can have a lot more control over how you can get around. But as long as you can place blocks and break blocks, you're pretty much go wherever you want to go. This area, which I love this area. This took me a while. This area kind of delayed development a little bit. Because it's very loopy and loops back in on itself, and there's a dungeon there, and it goes down, and I had to kind of figure out all how I wanted to do all the connections and stuff here. But people really like this area. It is gorgeous. It is really pretty. To the point where it was intentional to put the victory monument here so that when you're done, when you beat the map, uh, you can sit here and look at your monument with this gorgeous view behind it. And when you do beat the map, it's like you kind of take over the map, and this whole area is now your domain. Um, and You could build. You could once you beat the map, you're allowed to go into natural generated terrain. So you could leave Spellbound Caves because it is in fact a it is an island. It is a proper island with a coastline and stuff, but it is uses lava. Um, if I come here and fly this way, let's go generate some natural terrain. It's 500 blocks out at least, so that you can turn up to 32V range and uh, not be in danger. If I were you, I would use the Nether to get out of here. Otherwise, you'll have to scale that bedrock wall. It's like we hit an ocean. So this is naturally generated terrain. And let's see. We found Empire Spearmen. Who knew that they were living so close to Spellbound Caves too, right? Well, they probably didn't know until like just now, considering that they were just generated. But yeah, let's see. Anything else to talk about the map? Um, Not really. Let me think of anything. This is the first. So obviously, this is the first map that I've made with the mod pack, and uh, one reason I made it a playground map is it was the first time making it. Legendary was the first time using certain new systems in Minecraft, like in enchanting. I think it was enchanting and alchemy, right? Right. Um, so I was way more generous with the loot. So this map was the same way. Hey guys, I beat the map. Master's dead. Everybody's free. His reign of terror is over. Um, I went to Ravenheart Coven. I tried really hard to like not kill everybody. I think I left one room. So yeah, okay. We good? We good. I mean, I know you're like reformed Ravenheart, but you probably still had like friends and family. And have, oh God, I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I'm a terrible person. I absolutely annihilated an enclave of people just to get a piece of wool. Minecraft. Minecraft. It's a kids game. Kids game. Punch the tree. Maybe get some chickens. It's kids game. So I'm gonna run off into the sunset, and I will see you guys uh probably in my Vexylvania DevCom. I may even do an LP series of different game. I kind of want to try doing YouTube shorts uh, my wife thought a cool idea might be to do a video series where I go through and do like a 30-second to 60-second review of every Steam game in my Steam library. Uh, which that actually sounds kind of cool too. So lots of ideas there for my YouTube channel. That is a banshee over there. Look at that. But anyway, I will see you guys next series. I hope you guys have all enjoyed Spellbound Caves 2. There may be some minor updates to the map here and there, but I don't think there's going to be any huge changes. And my next projects are going to be Vexylvania and Jungle of Secrets. Coming later. Oh, something to look forward to. Um, I would bother pitching my Twitch and Patreon and all that other stuff, but I think if you watched this far, you know where to find me and you know where my stuff is. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, take it easy.